Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So on today's video we're going to be retiring this helmet that we've been using for the last 4 years, and we're going to be replacing it with the new HJC RPHA 11, and this is the Carbon Bleer version. So let's go through a full fitting of the helmet cam and you can see how it's all set up on this helmet. So I'll also put links below in the description of the pieces that I used as we go through it, so stick around and stay tuned if you're interested to the ultimate helmet cam setup. Okay, so to get started, what I've done is I've taken the visor off the actual helmet. I've also taken the cheek pads out of the helmet, and one thing you will need is a way of attaching the camera to the helmet. Now, some people attach a GoPro mount on the side of the helmet, mainly because the fronts of the helmets are a little bit funny shaped. But I found a company from Canada and they shipped me this within 5 days. And it's a company called RidetechMoto.com, and they do these GoPro mounts shaped for most helmets on the market, and this one actually just fits on the front of the helmet. So yeah, so that's perfect, and it comes with a 3M backed tape. What I will do is I'll warm that up and the helmet with a hairdryer before I attach that, and then I normally leave this on for about a day before I then attach the camera, just to make sure it's all stuck and in place. And I generally find that these don't come off, but what they do as well in the packet, they actually give you another like mounting clip. You would attach that anywhere on the helmet, maybe at the side here, and then you can put a little rope around the camera mount, so if that did give way, then you wouldn't, or you've more chance of not losing the actual camera on the road. They give you an alcohol prep wipe to wipe the surface down. So the other product you'll need, and I'll put links in all of this stuff down in the description below, but you'll need a lavalier mic, and this one is a Drift Innovation mic, and this was bought from Amazon. So again, links in the description below, and I found these two work best with the Osmo Action Camera. So you'll need that. You'll also need a dead cat, and this is just a fluffy device that stops the wind being picked up from the microphone. And also, link in the description below, you can buy these or buy a couple of these off Amazon, just really cheap. So the other thing you'll need as well is some duct tape. Now I bought this yesterday because I know on my other helmets, when I put the lav mic in the helmet, there's a bit too much wire left over, so I actually taped that to the inside at the top of the helmet, and it does a perfect job of securing the wire out the way behind the headlining on the helmet. So what we're going to do first is we're going to actually mount the GoPro mount on the front of the helmet. And like I say, all you need to do is basically get an alcohol wipe and make sure the helmet's nice and clean. So we're just going to wipe the area that it sticks to, and then what we're going to do, we're going to get the hairdryer. We're just going to dry this and warm the helmet up, and also warm the sticky mount, the 3M backing on the back of the mount itself. So give that a good rub down, and then we'll go to use the hairdryer. We're also going to warm the actual 3M tape up on the back. Okay, that should be enough. And then what we want to do is mount this and get this as straight as we can, and just peel the backing tape off. And then we're just going to mount it. Nearly mounted it the wrong way up. Make sure you get this right. One chance, but if you do mess it up, I'll tell you about another product that can help as well. And then what you want to do is just really press this down, get some pressure on it, make sure it's all stuck, and then that should stick pretty well. And like I say, I'll leave it for 24 hours before I actually use the camera, or stick the camera in there. So yeah, so that's how it looks, if you can see that. Nice and neat, and all stuck onto the helmet. So hopefully I don't have any issues with this, but it'd be good. I can give you a report in about a week's time, and tell you on one of the vlogs whether it's been good or not. So I'll just stand it there. We're going to leave that now to set for 24 hours. Now while that's setting, what I can do is I can mount the microphone inside the helmet. So what we need to do now is we need to pull the headliner back. So I'm just going to release the two clips at the back. and then I'm just going to put the headliner and tuck it out through the front like so, so that we can get into the helmet. We can feed that microphone around inside. So the microphones come with a little clip. I'm just going to undo the clip. We don't need that, so we're just left with this. And then what we can do, we can actually put the dead cat on there afterwards, but I just want to see how this goes into the front there. Actually, it sits quite nicely with just the foam on the microphone in that little slot. I don't know if you can see that there. There's a little groove for the wire, and then there's a little slot for the microphone. So I'm going to sit that in there, and I might just put a bit of tape over the end so it sits in place and doesn't move. So that's where I'm going to locate that. So we're going to do it with the foam on and not the dead cat this time, and we'll just see how much wind noise this microphone picks up, but that should be okay. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to leave enough cable out to reach the camera up front, but we're going to tuck away the excess wire and tape this to the internal of the helmet, and I'll do that and I'll be back shortly and show you how it looks. Okay, so you can see inside the helmet I've just taped it inside, and then once the liner goes back in there you won't feel that against your head, and then basically the wires just come back round, and then I can bring this out for the camera itself. So let's put the liner back in and see how she looks. Okay, so that's the lining back in, and all the wires are tucked away and perfect, so you won't see that at all, and it'll be nice and comfy. So I found that when you don't use duct tape and stick it all into the helmet, that it comes loose and it can you know, get on your nerves a little bit, so that's the best way to do it. Okay, so next what we need to do is put the cheek pads back in. Now I will say, when you're doing anything with your helmet, if you haven't got a proper helmet holder, make sure there's something on the table that's you know, not going to scratch your new helmet. So I've got this pad on here, which is like a mouse pad, and that does the same thing. Okay, so that's one cheek pad in. I just need to snap that into place. Okay, so cheek pads are all in. I've got the microphone lead just there, and as you can see the mic's just there in front of my mouth, so perfect. Also, we've got the mount on. That's all secured and in place. So what I'm going to do on the chin skirt is I want to exit this kind of there on the front. So as you can see, when I'm pushing this in, it's going to bend the microphone wire. So I'm just going to put a little groove, a little cut in this plastic just here, so that when I do push the chin skirt back into place, it's not crimping the wire at all. And then the microphone wire comes out straight in the back of the camera. Okay, so let's put the visor back on. Okay, so once you've got your action camera, with the Osmo Action, you actually have to buy a thing called a Sinova mic adapter, which basically clips into the side just there. It's nice and neat. It's not like a huge brick like the old GoPros were. And I find this setup a really nice and easy setup to have. Okay, the clip that they provide to you, it does come with like an Allen key wrench in there, so you might need to adjust that. So yeah, keep a tool handy just to adjust it to the way you want. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to clip this in here, like so. What we're going to do is we're going to mount our camera, and then we can angle it up and then back to the way we want it. So that's the actual mount. So we've got the mount in. I'm just going to plug the cable for the microphone. There you go. So that's your camera mount, all done and all into the helmet. You might need some different adapters to here to suit your helmet. On this one, this is pretty sound. I tend not to use this extra vent on the front because it's got these on the HJC helmets, so I don't really need to use that. And the only thing I need to access is where the helmet clip is just there, but I can actually get that with my finger. So that's pretty much the perfect place to mount this. And like I say, on the side there you've just got the mic lead. I haven't put the chin skirt in yet, so I'm just going to tuck that out of the way and get that done a little later. So yeah, that's my perfect helmet cam setup on the HJC RPHA 11 Carbon Bleer helmet. So if you have any questions that you want to ask me, then please just leave a comment below. happy to answer those. And if you're having any difficulties with your helmet setup, it does take a while to get the microphone placement in different helmets correct. And one thing that I've found is when you have a closed visor on a helmet, you tend to get like a fishbowl effect, and it sounds very muted through the sound. So best to leave some vents open, or even leave your chin skirt off the bottom of the helmet, and then obviously you've got an open helmet more than a closed fishbowl effect. So that's the RPHA 11, and that's the Carbon Bleer helmet. As you can see on the back, you've got two vents at the back, and also on the top of the helmet here you've got opening vents, and basically it just brings air over the top of your head and takes the heat away. You've also got a vent here which you can close and open, and then at the front you've got these two vents here which come up and blow air onto your visor just so that it doesn't steam up. You've also got another one that you can open here which gives an extra blast as well. So plenty of ventilation on the helmet. Okay, so you can see all three helmets here. This was a Ben Spies replica. All these helmets are the same. The only difference is probably the vent at the front over the years has changed. Pretty much these two are probably exactly the same. This one doesn't have a vent here, and the vent's a little bit different just there. So we've got the Ben Spies replica, we've got the Quinton. So this is the one you've been seeing me using for the last few years. Great helmet. But yeah, it's just over 4 years old, so they recommend get a new helmet every 5 years. So now we've gone on to the Carbon Bleer helmet. Okay, so if you've liked the video, guys, please give me a thumbs up, and if you're not a subscriber to the channel, then hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you on another video shortly. Take care, guys. Cheers.